My Life Between Lives story from Newton Train Institute practitioners.
I see a whole change in the thrust of searching for answers about who we are and why we're here. And I think it's wonderful, and I just hope the movement continues to expand.
Let us expand the universal consciousness together with a My Life Between Lives story presented by the Michael Newton Institute.
Welcome to my LBL Story. My name is Ikamananda. Today my special guest is Billy.B.Hunter. Billy has dedicated himself as a full-time Michael Newton Institute Life Between Lives therapist since 2013. In addition, he also specializes in Shankar-Vasya Ayurveda for post-diagnosis, Mama Point therapy, and SVA liver therapy. With an impressive track record of over 4,500 hours of practices and having assisted over 1,500 clients, Billy harnesses a rich experiences in empowering individuals to uncover their true identity by tapping into their soul memories. Billy has been serving the Michael Newton Institute as a mentor coordinator, guiding the newly trained LBL practitioners. More recently, as a certification coordinator, Billy has been a frequent contributor to the Stories of Afterlife under the MNI LBL Facebook page. A big warm welcome to Billy. I can see so much joy showing in you in the work that we do. Total awareness and a total blessing when we come serve as a GPS, guiding people. And don't we all need a GPS?
Yeah, that makes it so much easier.
That brings discernment, awareness, understanding of why things happen the way it is.
Yeah.
And so that we can know where we're going, rather than no mapping, no clear direction. We get lost.
Mm-hmm.
We don't want to lose the self.
Yeah, you're stuck in the forest and you can't quite sense where you are. You know that it's okay. You know that things are good overall or not, but you don't have the big picture. That's what I call my first session to people. I tell people, what we're going to do is we're going to do a session I call the big picture. What do you mean by that? Well, it'd be nice to know where you came from, lives once lived. We won't do all the lives once lived, because if you have 1,186, we don't have enough time to do all those lives. But let's go to a significant, impactful past life. Let's also experience what it was like to come into this life. From the time of being in spirit, coming into the womb, into your mother's womb, sometime after conception, but not yet born. Feel into what it was why you chose this life. It was a very careful selection on your choice. It wasn't like, oh, shucks, look what I get. No. Everybody had 3, 4, 5 other choices, but no, Apple, that's mine. That's what I want. That's for me. Chinese, living in Australia, other places. It's like, why?
Interesting. I mean, deep down, I know that I sort of chose this lab. I have not got to the process in how I chose this life, but I sort of knew that I've chosen everything. Undoubtedly, because the trust we have in everything that is happening around us is the foundation in just be.
Yeah.
Just be.
The big picture is all about that. The more we understand, because we remember why we chose this life, where we've come from, and the whole purpose of when we chose this, it was about, this gave us the best opportunity to do what we needed next. Whether it was to learn something, to experience something, or just to come and serve, just to be here and help others, or perhaps to not do anything at all, have a by life. You know, the by meaning BYE is like it's a time off for good behavior. You know, a lot of times spirit gets a little, okay, are you done? You know, you had a little bit of by life. Are you ready to get down back to work? Okay.
Yes, each experience, each choice that we make in this journey, on this
Yeah.
path, it
Yeah.
is a valid experience. Sometimes we take a break, other times we strike, we do more, we wanted to conquer, we wanted to achieve, we wanted to have
Mm-hmm.
great understanding, or just go to sadness. How about that? This time we're gonna just
Yeah.
experience some sadness because I've never
Yeah.
experienced that before.
What a choice. But I understood. And this is the whole thing we said at the very beginning, that there is human perspective, that there is soul perspective. Human perspective, having a sad life. Oh, God. And everybody around you thinking, oh, how sad. And you're thinking, oh, it's so sad. And it's the real thing. It's not make believe. It's sad. But from soul, it's like, oh, yes. Good. Oh, this is this is the thing that helps people understand in a visceral way what their life that they've chosen, the one that they're in right now, why they chose it. What's their mission here? It could be as simple as just the personal experience of sadness, like you're bringing up.
It
It
could
could
be.
be that they're here to do something way, way, way important. You
I
know,
know, because we all wanted to know our purpose.
sure.
Back to the choice of sadness. It sounds bizarre to even understand why do I choose to experience sadness, grief,
Hmm.
losses?
Hmm. Hmm.
Guess what?
It's I I've had clients who had a past life in the Holocaust during World War II who died, um, horrible deaths, terrible situation. And it's such a sad thing to observe that as they're going through it, and it is in no way to excuse it, no way to say that doesn't matter. It does. Very viscerally unhappy and inhuman kind of a thing. But the clients that have, it's been a couple of clients of mine over the years that have done this, where they've had that experience, but then they, after the death of the body, and they go home, and they're home, and they realize, oh, I understand. I'm so glad I had that experience. This is just what I need. That was just what I need. And you're sitting on the, I had a facilitator, you're sitting over there saying, okay. And I understand it because, again, human perspective on the events of a life and the soul perspective of the events of a life. Just amazingly kind of at contrast. It reminds me of a client who was a wise elder in a tribe in the Middle East, but this is way, 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 way back. Was somewhat pushed, coerced as a wise elder to let the young men go off and fight a battle, which ended disastrously, terribly. They all the young men had died in that battle, and then all the women and children were enslaved by the visiting tribe or by the conquering tribe, and the elder was put to death. At this point, and I remember in that session, my client was just crying, 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 because there was all the sadness, and she felt that she had failed her tribe, failed what she should have done as an elder, as a wise. And she went home and she met with those who were in the tribe, and they all came to her and thanked her profusely. Thanked that soul, very, very much, because that was what they had signed up for. That was what they really, really wanted, what they needed. And they were so ecstatic that he at the time in that life, allowed that to happen for the tribe, allowed for them to have that experience of going through that terrible experience. For them, it wasn't terrible, it was perfect. And so when a client comes out of that session, I remember her just going, I can't believe that. I mean, she could believe it for sure, but it's like she saw the big difference between the wise elder in a tribe and, oh, the terrible thing that happened, and the soul thing. It's the right thing.
It is
And that's,
equivalently awakening for us as the facilitator as well.
yes, yes. That's the thing that's kind of the great part of this work is that we benefit so much from the experience. All
How
these accumulation of all these clients that we work with, each having their own unique and wonderful experience. We're right there with them, right along for the ride. And we gain a lot. It's a marvelous, marvelous exchange. The great thing is that as we do it more and more, I mean, have practice more and more, have sessions, have clients more and more, it builds and builds and builds.
yes, we're
Which
fortunate
is the
to do
quickest
this
thing.
job. You mentioned that 20 minutes into spirit, compared to before, it takes an hour or more to meet the spirit. How do you sense the change in the session or around us in this physical world?
You know, I have been thinking about this a bit. I know that obviously things are changing in our life, and socially, civilization-wise, nationally, internationally, cosmically, things are changing. It seems like, you know, more and more we're kind of careening towards a brick wall in terms of what's happening with climate change, what's happening with politics, and we won't go there at all tonight in talking about that. But there's so much going on in the world and in the universe. Who knows what's going to happen next? Anyway, so I think that has an element of effect on what's happened. But there's something else that I've been kind of aware of, and it's not to sound egotistical at all, but I do feel like the more that we we verse ourselves in the experience of helping a client to go from a waking state into awake awareness state to experiencing past life, this life, soul life. The more we do this, the more we work with this, the more the client comes sensing on a soul level, I believe, the great opportunity to work with us, the great opportunity that the accumulation of experience we have as facilitators. I believe that we bring to the session something more than just that we're there and facilitating. Our soul awareness has just gotten stronger and stronger and stronger and stronger. And that is something that allows for their soul awareness to gain strength and to experience. So if somebody slips right into spirit from the first childhood memory that we usually take in our life between lives practice, you know, after induction and going into a sphere of light, going back into go to a happy childhood, and they go there and only there for a brief second before they realize, oh, and I can feel the light. I know where I came from in order to be in this moment, and I just feel so much oneness with the light, you know. And so what do? We don't. Oh, wait a minute. That's not how we do this. I mean, that's not on script here. we go with it. We enjoy it. Oh, great. You know, let's go. Let's enjoy it. So I think again, there's the detail of time, that what's going on in the world, all the intensities of what's going on in the world, and then there's also what we're bringing. to the session for our clients. The clients are receiving the benefit of our versatility, our prowess within connecting into all the memories that we are, and our own personal. When I go into a session, and which needs to happen more often. I haven't had a session since 2021, so it's not that far away. But I know in other facilitators that haven't had a session of their own. I mean, their own personal session for 4 or 5 years. It's important. It's vital that we experience ourselves. I mean, every time I've gone in, and there's 7 or so personal sessions, something incredibly new comes, something important comes up. Another facet, all that I am. Can't help but that to come and be part of sessions you have with clients. Clients receive that benefit of your experiences and your awakeness in your experience. You know what I mean?
That's so true. I personally received 14 sessions altogether, past life, life to life, quantum healing. That's all happened before 20.
Before.
I think last year I might receive my last session with one of the LBL facilitator for my LBL session.
Mm-hmm.
So I started with past life, and I just wanted to know. That was purely about relationship, about romance. and now I care less. I mean, I care, but I don't need to say that I'm attached. If it happens, great. But these days I'm just so free, so blessed. I hear what you're saying. That I see this session is an upgrade.
Yeah.
And continuously downloading, and so that we can serve better. And these days what we download is so, profound. It is beyond human mind comprehension, if I dare to say, without egoistic. We are truly blessed to be in this body, to have this sort of wonderful experiences. I mean, we all experience, different struggle, different hard time, but we can quickly come back to equilibrium, balanced. We can merge the spiritual energy, downloading consciousness into the physical life, and make it a wonderful living.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
And that is so important for us, for whoever that's coming to us.
It's true. It is that element of enlightenment. That's what this is.
Thank you for watching today. We look forward to seeing you in the next episode.